Okay, guys, welcome. And this was the question you were dealing with. Look, a simple advice that I usually tell my learners at school is when you see a question like this, I usually do 2.1.2 first before I do 2.1.1. 2.1.2 would help me to get 2.1.1 very easily. I won't be doing all of those additions that you guys normally. I don't know if it makes sense. Since 2.1.1 is saying write down, but this is what I do. I just leave it empty, right? Then I go to 2.1.2. Quickly, talk to me. It's 321,290,261,234. What's your difference? Difference? Quickly, give me difference. Sorry? Negative 31, 9, negative 27. And then this one will be what? 2. That will also be what? 2. So I therefore I now know that my 2a, I have that one on. I'm going to switch it off, don't worry. All right. So I have my 2a equals to 2, a equals to 1. 3a plus b equals to what? Negative 31. 3 that. What's your answer for b? 34. Then a plus b plus c is equal to what? 3 to 1, right? So 1 minus 34 plus c. What is your c? 3? All right. So n is what? N squared minus 34n plus 354. Now, please, before you leave this question, you would have made an addition mistake, action mistake. You don't want to keep having lots of errors. What I normally do is I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I put n as 4. First, I know what my answer should be. My answer should be what? Don't use the first one. First one will always be correct, even that if that formula is wrong. Why? Because you got it from the first one. So even if you use the first one and this formula is wrong, it will give you an error. Right? So minus 34 multiplied by 4 plus what? 354. Now I know it's correct. Which then takes me back to the first question. What am I doing now? I'm looking for the fifth term. I just come here. That making sense? I put my 5 there. And what's my... I put the sixth term. You see, I'm just using the formula already to walk through. So what's your sixth term? 2, 9, and... Every learner must get those 6 marks. Every single learner, 6 marks. Which term of the sequence will have a value of 74? Another 4 marks for free. We're likely to get 2 values. But think of it, it's a parabola. Is that a parabola would have y values. Is that okay? Perfect. So 1 y value for 2 x values. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's quickly get this. What are we going to do here? We're just going to substitute, right? With that to 74. Get. 3. N squared minus 34n plus 354 will be equal to what? 74. N squared. All right. What will this give us? Quickly, give me an answer. 280. Right. 280. What are you seeing? 14. And then, yeah. So n minus 14, n minus 20, n equals to 14 or 4. Because it's a parabola and your a is greater than 0, expecting that this would. That's why the examiner used the word. If they didn't use the word least, what could they have used? Smallest. What other word could they have used? Minimum. What did you guys do? Derived. Beautiful. There are 4 ways of getting your answer here, or 3. You can complete the square. You can derive 2a. And from here, can I predict something? Minus 14 minus 20 divided by 2. That's edge of what? Parabola. X1 plus. You are looking for the axis of symmetry. But so there are 4 ways, like I said. So we could have said n equals to what? Minus b 2a minus negative 34. T17 is the smallest. But what are we looking for? Are we looking for the value or the term? Because that you need to be very careful. Which term? So we are done. They didn't ask us to find the value. They said which term. But I want us to complete the square. I know that a lot of times we forget to. I know already your face. I was expecting when I said like, "Hi, do we have to do that?" Please, it's important. No, it's not. But I know what I'm saying. Okay, I know you have forgotten. Let's complete the square together. Okay. Today you would learn how to. Plus 280. The thing is, make sure that that the coefficient here is positive 1. Always make sure. Is that okay? If it's not positive 1, you factor out whatever it is. Make sure that a is 1. Open 2 brackets. Put a squared. Put your 280 there. Very simple. This is Tn. Okay, let's drop the n. Now you take this and divide it by 2. That is the negative b over 2. What is negative 34 divided by 2? Already that's our turning point. That's 17 is the turning point there. Then here, you come here, you square and subtract. What is 17? What is 17 squared? 289, I think. All right. It's minus 2. Let's finish up. What do you have? N minus 17 squared plus 9. Minus 9. I'm sure if you throw in 17, you're going to get negative 9. N equals to what? N squared minus 34n plus what? 354. Throw in, let's throw it in. What are we throwing? 17, right? So it's going to be what? Squared minus 34 into 17 plus 354. Huh? Oh, plus 280. That's the negative 9. Remember, we are using this. We are using 3n squared minus 34n plus. Guys, is it making sense? But hold on. I don't want us to go this 280 route. Let's go back to the original one. Let's go back to the original one. Quickly. What was the original one? I want us to work from the original. What was it? Tn equals to what? N squared minus 34n. All right. Can you guys complete the square? Seconds. Everybody, let's complete the square. Yeah. I think we're using the wrong equation. N minus 17 squared plus 354 minus 289. What would that give us? Right. So T17 is the smallest. T17 is equal to what? I'll tell you why I did this. When this present grade 12 learners were in grade 11, I gave them an equation saying a pattern is written as Tn equals to n minus 17 squared plus 65. So I threw this in as the quadratic pattern. But they'll give you Tn equals to 5n squared plus blah, blah, blah. I gave them as Tn equals to what? N minus 17 squared plus 65. All the questions now came from here. First question was, write down the position of the smallest. 17. Second question, what is the value of the smallest? 65. Third question, write Tn as an squared plus bn plus c. You are just expanding that. That making sense? That's why it's important to know the difference of two squares. All right, are we okay, guys? Lovely. How was this other one? Bad? Was it bad? What's the value of your K? Share your K with me. Dash, I won't be that bad. Dash says, pray for kids. Pray for kids if Bishop becomes an examiner. Come on, why are you stopping my promotion? If I'm an examiner, I just ask things that you don't take note of. Yeah, things that you don't take note of. I just want to test you on that. Okay, what did you say okay was? Basically, what are we looking for? We are looking for sum of 21 times, right? Please go and learn that proof. Yes. And also learn the sum of the arithmetic one. Okay, awesome. All right, so what are we looking for? Sn equals to a r to the power n minus 1. Please make sure you are able to do this proof before you sleep today. Just go over it. It's 4 lines, 5 lines. Yeah, before you sleep. What is our a? 5 over 8. What is our r to the power n? What's our r? 1 over 2. All right? To the power of 21 minus 1. Let me change this bracket. Over what? Half minus 1. What's your answer? Okay, there's a question. Give it this. There's R minus 1, there's 1 minus R. It will give you. But it gave you the same answer. It will give you the same answer. Okay. Now, please listen to this. Determine the largest value of n. Most of you would have done this well, and the problem will be the conclusion. That's where the learners have issues. Okay. The examiner says Tn. So it means we get what Tn is first. All right. What is Tn? Our A is what? 5 over. Remember the formula for Tn, right? What's the formula? A. Is that fine with us? What's our A now? 5 over 8. 1 over 2. Please don't multiply 5 over 8 and 1 over 2. Okay. Now, examiner says Tn must be greater. Just put Tn there. 5 over 8, 1 over 2, n minus 1 must be greater than what? 5 over 8192. What do? We divide both sides by 5 over 8. And this would give me 8 over 8192, which would... You have 4, 0... Okay, what's your answer? 1 over 2. If we divide 1 over 2 to the power n minus 1 will be what? Greater than? Sorry? 1 over 1024. There are two ways of doing this. You just use your logs. 1024 will be 2 to the power 10. All right, let's use logs. Log base of what? 1 over 2, 1 over 1024. What's your answer? Talked about this problem. Remember that fraction thing? That once I see this as what? A half. What should I do? This is actually written as what? Negative log. Okay, let's check. We're going to check 2, 1 over 1024. Please give me an answer to that part. Let's see. I want to see something. That one is 10. When you had it as 1 over 2 as a base, it should have given you negative 10. Give us 10 straight, whichever way. Okay. All right, hold on. Let's try something. This is giving you 10, right? So n should be greater than what? 11. I'm worried about something. 1 second. 1 second. Just 1 second. I'm coming. 1 second. Just want to check something quickly. 1 over 2, n minus 1, 1 over 10 should give us this, right? 1 over 2, power of 10, right? N minus 1, n should be greater than what? 11. I'm checking. Should that inequality sign change? That's what I want to check. I'm expecting that inequality sign to just negative 1, n minus 1, right? Greater than 2 to the power what? Negative 10. So negative n plus 1 greater than what? Negative minus n greater than negative 11, right? N should be less than 11. Yeah. And why this thing is That half thing there. Right. But I want us to work with the log. And we need to figure out how to work around the log. So I'm going to go back quickly and walk around this log. Let's walk around this log. You're saying this is giving me 10 on the dot. Because it's a fraction log, that negative will cause that sign to change. That's why I'm very weary about that. And if you were doing functions, I'd really stayed and specified that thing there can cause a lot of what? Problem. This actually should be written as n minus 1 less than, because of this thing here. Why? Because when you switch that, it becomes what? A negative log answer. All right. N should be less than what? 11. Let's take note of that. Like I said, I know that it is the conclusion that would be a problem on that side. All right. Are we okay though? Make sense? Tato, we good? So just take note of that log thing there. It's very, very important that we sort. All right. I'm going to give you another question to quickly try for me. Okay, guys, we'll take a lot of screenshots and all of this today. Let's try this. 9 marks. Abasa, your face just says it all. There's nothing jumping. Hi guys, did you get the first one? Okay, let's see. Let's see. The rectangular milk carton has a square base which holds 1 liter of milk. It has a specially designed fold-in top. The area of the cupboard used for the data is 3 times the area. Right, look, the examiner is saying total surface area. Just to interpret it as just that. Sum, surface, area, the area of the surface. Just look at the box. Let's forget about this. Let's forget about this part and this part of a normal milk. Can you picture a milk carton in your house now? How many surfaces does it have? Have 6. It's a 3D. Back, left and right, top and bottom. Makes sense? Right. So, guys, the front and the back would have the same size. Let's do front and back. It's H and what? X. Okay, so the front, it's a rectangle. What's the product area? Length times breadth. H, X. Does that make sense? Can I also say the back would have the same? What does that give me? X. Do we agree? Okay. What about the left? Can I just combine left and right now? Because we know it's going to be 2 divided by. That make sense? Okay, let's see. Left. The side. This is H and this is what? X. Together? Length times breadth will give me what? HX. What do we have? 2HX. Already I know that that's giving me what? 4. Front, back, left, right. What's remaining? Top and bottom. Let's look at the top and bottom. Where? Okay, no, now it says, please listen, it says the area of the cupboard, no. Yeah, for the top is 3 times that of the base. Is that okay? So the base is 1, but the top will be multiplied by what? By 3. Because it's check. It's 1, 2. What is the area here? X squared. So it means x squared, x squared, x squared, x squared. That makes sense to you? Makes sense, right? So the area of the top and the bottom becomes what? 4x squared. Now, what is the total? We call it TSA. But the total can be written, the total surface area of the carton can be surface area 4x squared plus, we are adding those two, right? 4hx. But notice that always look at the formula. There's no h here. Therefore, need to find h. Wait. Said the carton holds 1 liter of milk. That's the volume. Is that okay? So volume is what? 1 liter. And that is 1,000. Whatever it is, right? But what is, I want you to quickly learn the formula of volume. Volume of any shape is the area of its base. Volume is area of base multiplied by what? Height. The base here is a square. What's the area of the base? X squared multiplied by what? H. But what's the volume? Find H. H therefore 1000 over. Now, can we go back to where we had our H? 4x squared plus 4. What is H? 1000 over. Have 4x squared plus 4000 over x. What it is. So the idea was to interpret. It makes sense though, guys. Okay. Guys, please understand what TSA means. TSA means total. I think I'll just take you through a cylinder now as well. They won't give you a cylinder, they won't give you a formula. Only ones they will give you a formula for is if it's a cone or a sphere. But cylinder, you will not be given a formula. You now quickly. Is that okay? All right. I think the next one, did we all get the next one right? Take that answer and use it. What was the question? It says, determine the dimensions of the carton so that the minimum amount of cardboard used, which is surface area, the minimum amount of cardboard is used. So what are we doing? We're deriving. But before we derive, let's bring in the laws. X cannot be a denominator. But all of those. Okay. Our area is 4x squared plus 4000 x to the power of negative 1. Can I derive now? What are we going to have? Let's derive. Times 2 gives us what? 8x. Minus 1 multiplied by that will give us what? Minus 4000 x to the power of what? Negative 2. So you write, I want you to learn to write this statement. Very key. That statement telling the examiner that the derivative. What do we have? 8x squared. Let's see your math here. 4, am I right? 4000. What would you do? Multiply everything by x squared. Let's get rid of it. Okay. Can we multiply everything by what? X squared. What do we have? 8x cubed minus 4000 equals to 0. Yes, what's the next step? X cubed equals to what? What is x cubed? 500. What is x? Cube root of 500 will give us what? 10 root of? But let's write it in decimal. What's the answer? 10 root of 5. Decimal? 7 comma? But check, the examiner says the dimension. Right. So the dimensions. What is the height? We know the height as what? Is it 1000 over x squared? 1000 over. Always make sure when you answer, go back to the question and make sure the question is answered. Huh? Squared. Read it. 15 comma. Guys, are we okay there? We already have the dimensions. We have x because it's a square base. It's x x h. If you want to, okay, guys. I know these are the places where we have a bit of issues. Another one in your way, guys. It's just practice, practice, practice. Before I go there, let me 8 minutes. Cubic graph now. All right, guys, how did you find this question? How did you find this question? Was it difficult? Okay, let's run through quickly. Confusing. Okay. Now, first thing you need to notice, guys, quickly. The first thing you need to notice is you are given the derivative, and I said the derivative is always the second part of the graph. Is that okay? The derivative is always the second part of the graph. Sorry, I'm just going to take this call quickly. All right, guys. I was saying that you are given this graph. It is the second part of your graph already, guys. I can sketch. I have an idea of what my first graph should look like. My first graph should look like this. That's my f of x. So when you are given that derivative, it is the second part of your graph. I hope that makes sense. Please don't forget. Second part of your graph. All right. Now, 9.1. Please take note. F of x is increasing when f prime of x is greater than 0. Is that okay? F of x is increasing when f prime of x. Now, can we interpret this? It means the y value of this graph. Please, this is where it gets confusing. F prime of x is greater than 0. Look at this graph. Where is f prime of x greater than 0? All values of x. We're saying, where is this graph above the x-axis? Where is it positive? It's actually x is an element of what? Real numbers. Because from negative x to positive x, this graph is above what? The idea is to remember that you are not dealing with f of x. You are dealing with f prime of x. That thing needs to keep ringing in your head. Does that make sense? All right. What is the gradient of the tangent? 9.2. Please take note of this. I want you to go back to that lesson I did in the morning. I mentioned that, look at this point, guys, check. At this point, this is f prime of x, right? What is this point? This is your point of inflection. And this so gradient m equals to what? 2. You see this question, examiner just wants to punish people. With this question, examiner just wants to punish learners. Are we okay, guys? So please take note. Take note. Sketch the graph of f if it is given that f... okay, what does that mean? When we write f of 0 equals to negative 2. 9.3. They are telling us that when x equals to 0, y equals to what? Negative 2. When x equals to what? Half, y equals to what? And you know that these two are important languages that we use. When x equals to 0, what are we referring to? Y-intercept. When that equals to 0, x-intercept. Are we together? All right. All right. Do you notice that this graph doesn't have an x-intercept? What do I mean by this graph doesn't have an x-intercept? The f prime of x. Because normally, if I have this as my f prime of x, this point would be the graph is very funny. This what? Okay, with. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see. Let's try to interpret. It's a very tricky one. Okay, let me repeat what I just said, guys. If I am given f prime of x, I am given that this graph is f prime of x, and I am given a, b, let's say r there. This graph is actually looking like this, where this is a, where this, the turning point there, right, is b, and this is the point of inflection. F. But you notice this graph is not turning. Okay. This is very. What will my cubic function? What are the points we marked? What are the points we marked? Quickly, everybody. We said when x is 0, y is negative 2. Is that fine? What's next? When y is 0, x equals to what? 1 over 2. But we know the point of inflection. What was the point of inflection? 1. Okay. 1 is somewhere here, right? Where our graph is what? I'm not done yet. Is there any other point we know? Okay, that 3. The turning point of and y is the, okay, normally we would say that we would, if they had given us, turning point will always be the x-intercept. Y-intercept really makes no, that? No, we're not assuming the shape. Yep. Which one is this one? What do you mean by turning point? There's no. Okay, listen. The point, I get that you are saying the point of inflection is that, but what the point of inflection simply tells you, right? The point of inflection is the point where concavity changes. Is that okay? So if you look at the concavity here, gradient here is what? Greater than what? 0. Is that okay? At this point, that's why the graph bends that way a little bit and then continues. Cavity changes. This graph has no turning point. That's why this graph did not have x what? The derivative did not have what? X. I know you're seeing, some of you are seeing this for the very first time. All right, but please just learn what I did. Learn what I did. I don't have turning point because there are no x what? Intercepts. I have another one that looks almost like this. In fact, I've not even, this is, I don't remember doing this question. I'm doing it now. But I have a question that looks similar to this, and it has this graph. So please let's learn what we did and the different points that. Dash, what are you saying? Dear examiner, I'm sorry, I've never. Don't worry. You'll be fine. Guys, can we run? Are we okay? They hardly bring this, but doesn't mean you should not be prepared for it. Again, why is my graph not turning? There are no x what? Intercepts. Make sense? All right. Very beautiful. This is a very beautiful one. Very beautiful one. Can I go to the next one quickly? Guys, look, the whole of tomorrow, it's you practicing, especially if you're not doing history. For those of you doing history, you do your history after today, this class, go for your history, you come back. It's not about just practice. Just keep finding questions, guys. And let's work on the group. Find a question, throw it. Tomorrow is just maths all through. Maths, maths, maths. 5 o'clock, we are online, 5 to 8. Okay. Okay, here's a question again. This is 18 marks. Let's give you 10 minutes. Okay, okay. All right, so okay, 14. Just that we don't have the time. Quickly, let's run. Let's run. Whatever it is we can do. Guys, don't let's waste time. Give me a feedback. Are we winning or should I? I should go ahead. I should just stop time and go ahead to do this question. Quickly, we have other things to check. The graph of now, the first one we did was the first derivative, right? Okay, please look at this. Look at this. Here, I can tell you what the graph looks like as well. This graph is having a positive gradient. Having a positive gradient, it means my A is greater than 0. So already, look, by looking at this, it's a smiley face, right? It's always the second part that we refer to. So that is what my graph looks like. That's the first thing. Those of us at home, are we there? Are we there? All right. Sorry, one person needs to be added. Odefa. Okay. All right. Now, it says determine the equation. This one is now just normal functions. How do we, it's a straight line, right? What do we need? We need the gradient. What's your gradient? Positive 6. Because I see it's going to be m would be y2 minus what? y1 over x2 minus x1. So what's my equation? 6x plus 6. Something complex. Okay, so all right, let's see. Let's see what you did. You said your C is what? 6. So y equals to what? mx plus 6. We have a point. -1 and 0. So 0 equals to m -1 plus 6. 0 equals to what? -m plus 6. Move the m over, gives you 6. So we still have y equals to what? 6x. Write down the x value of the point of inflection. Point of inflection. Okay, guys. Look, a quick one is this. If I have that, let's call this A, let's call this B, let's call this C. Are you with me? When I draw its derivative, I am going to have it like this. A, B, C. What do you notice? The turning points became the x-intercept. The same way, if I continue, the turning point would become my x what? So turning point, check. The turning point here became the, the turning point became the what? X-intercept there. Make sense? Here, what's my turning point? B. When I go there, it's going to become my x what? Intercept. And that is going to be my B there. So the B there, if you trace it back, what do you notice? That B is the point of inflection. What's our point of inflection here? X equals to -1. Or 2. X equals to -1. Use the graph of f prime prime of x to determine the values of x for which f is concave up. I think the problem with this question is the way we read these things. I don't think you guys understand what f prime prime means. You just know that f prime prime is a notation. I want you to see it beyond a notation. All right? When I say f prime prime, guys, I want us to please look at this. When I say f of x, and then I tell you f prime of x, what does this mean? It means a gradient of f of. If I then tell you this, what does this mean? It means the gradient of f prime of x. Because this is the instruction. Let me use the yellow gradient. Gradient. So the gradient of f of x, the gradient of f prime of x. So when we say concave up, what does concave up mean to you? F prime prime of x is greater than 0. What graph were we given? We're given this graph. So this one tells you this, that that f of x is concave where? Up. So basically, you check the graph you are given. What's the graph? F prime prime of x must be greater than what? 0. Don't do so many things. Where is f prime prime of x greater than 0? It's greater than 0. And what are your x values? X is greater, because we're talking about all of this point, right? X is greater than what? -1. We are done there. Huh? Risen. Oh, they said risen. Ha ha ha. Because that is where f prime prime of x is greater than. That making sense? That's how we read it. That f prime prime of x is above what? 0. Were you able to do this one? In this question, I'm actually interested in 8.4. This is you going back to what? F of x from f prime prime of x. Follows the same principle when they give you f of x, f prime of x. Okay, guys, let's walk through together. What's our f of x? We have f of x there, right? Px squared, px cubed, qx squared, rx minus 27. Please, I'm going to be very fast on this one. What do you have? F of x equals to what? Px cubed plus qx squared plus rx. Is it plus or minus? Minus 27. Now, the whole idea is this. We were given f prime prime of x, though. What's our f prime prime of x? Oh, we got that, right? 6x. Now, if you want to get this thing right, derive what you are given. Or derive the unknown until you get to what you are given. Can we derive this? What are we going to get? 3p x squared 2qx plus r. Make sense? But we don't know that function either. What function do we know? Second what? Derivative. Can we find the second derivative? What will it give us? 6px. Do we agree? Plus what? Can we compare that to what we know? 6x plus 6. What we know. What does that tell you? It means 6p. But what? 6. Those are the coefficients of x. What is p? 1. All of this, do you notice a constant? 2q is equal to 6. What is q? Already I have two values. This, I don't know if this is making sense. Making sense, guys? If we're given f prime of x, then you only need to have derived what? Just once. But the question now is, how do we get r? Remember, we have a turning point. F prime, I'm quickly going to ask you to do this for me now. Turning point. Do we have f prime of x? Yes. What is it? 3px squared plus 2qx plus r. That makes sense? What is our p? 1. So what do we have? 3x squared plus what? X. Okay. We need to go check. There's information that we are given. We have information that we're given. Let's go check something quickly on the graph. They said the graph, oh, this is beautiful. The graph of f is decreasing there. Check. Once you have what your graph should look like, do you notice these two are the turning points? Those two are the turning points. Right? 1 second. So that's what I saw. All right, guys. Sorry. That point, what did they tell us about this point? They said it's decreasing. Do you notice this is where your graph is decreasing? It means the graph is, this is t, and this is what? 1. It means I know 1 point of my turning point. Are we okay with that point? So the graph is turning at x equals to what? 1. Can we substitute 1 there and see if we are going to get r? X value here is 1. F prime, we are simply saying that f prime of 1 is equal to what? Substitute 1, what are we going to get? What? 6, 1. What is r? Negative 9. What were the things we were looking for? What is our p? So we have 1, 3, negative. Were those the things they asked? Please, let's make sure that we understand what we just did. Is that okay? The examiner gave us f prime prime of x. So we solved until f prime prime of x. If the examiner gives us f prime of x, we solve until what? F prime of x. But comparison. Did that make sense, guys? Awesome. You think we could get value of t? Hence or otherwise determine, again, what are we looking for? We are looking for the second what? There are 2 ways of doing this. The first one, how do we get turning points, guys? Ooh. Late. F prime of x is equal to what? 0. Do we know our f prime of x? It is 3x squared plus 6x plus r, right? But what is our r? Negative 9. Do you think we can factorize this? First thing I see is 3 is common, right? Brackets, x. What are the factors? 3 and 1. Minus. Makes sense? X equals to what? Negative 3. Or x by that 1 that we got, that they gave us. Because your graph is turning at 1 and what? Negative 3. Graph is decreasing between negative 3 and 1. I said there's another way of getting this. What's the point of inflection? Our point of inflection was what? Negative. Point of inflection. We know x point of inflection is equal to xtp1 plus xtp2 negative 1 equals to t plus 1 over. 1 equals to what? Negative 2. What is t? Negative 3. Huh? What happened to what? Happened. Which one is shocking to you? One on the right hand side. Oh, just look, what you need to realize is that the point of inflection is the midpoint of, call it the big 5 here. Point of inflection is the mid x what? Intercept. Point of inflection is the x point, is the midpoint of your x what? Intercepts. How did you do number 5? We are done with number 6. Guys, you need to sketch, please. That is, I can use algebra, but it's hectic. Ask you to please sketch f of x and f prime prime of x. Once you sketch, you are going to see your answer. Please, that's why it's 5 marks. So this is us practicing what? Sketching. Let's do it on a fresh page. Let's do it on a fresh page. What is f of x, guys? We got f of x, right? X cubed plus 3x squared minus 9x minus 26. What is f prime prime of x? 6x. Please sketch these two on the same set of what? X's. All right. I'll give you 5 minutes to sketch. Find your x-intercept. Those are important. Let's sketch. This is us revising. Sketching alone is 14 marks. Because it's a build-up. You'll find it. Sketch. Yes. But they won't give you the 14 marks at once. I didn't want them to finish you. Please, let's sketch. What's wrong? You are sketching with a calculator. You are looking for x-intercepts. What's that? What's gone? Can't you tap that calculator? It's not his. Tap that calculator from. They don't stop you. Please, let's sketch, everybody, and beat the time. All right, let's revise. Let's revise. Let's revise quickly. The first thing is to find what our x what intercept, right? How do you find that? We look for the factors of 27. Do you guys still remember that? And I think three, either 1 or 3 should work. Which one gives you a 0? -3. Okay. Which one? Okay, it doesn't matter. Both can give you. Don't fight. Okay, don't let's fight. Don't let's fight because already you are throwing punches. Those of you at home, give me one of the factors you have quickly. We are looking for the factors of 27, so I definitely know either 1 or 3 would work. Those of you at home, give me. All right, Nafiat says -3. Can we work with -3? Which one did you work with? +3. If guys, don't stress. Okay, let's work with yours. +3. Okay, can I check if +3 is going to work? All right, what is +3? 27 there, right? 27 plus another 27. Okay, it would work. -27 minus 27, 0. +3. Okay, so that's, let's go with yours. -3 will still have worked. Okay, x equals to 3. What do you like? Synthetic. 1, 3. -9, negative what? 27. Something is off. Okay, let's find it. Let's find it. Guys, let's rush. 1. 1 times 3 times 1 will give us what? 3. We add. That gives us what? 6. 3 times 6 would give us what? 18. 18 minus 9? 9. 3 times 9 will give us what? 27. We must get a 0 there. All right. If you're not getting a 0 there, then that is not going to work. So we have what? X squared plus 6x plus 9 equals to what? 0. I see x plus 3. X plus 3 equals to 0. So we have x equals to -3 twice. Already I can sketch my graph. What are our x-intercepts? -3, +3, right? And we have what? -27 as our y what? Intercept. Let's have -27 there. Remember, I told you to have an expectation of what your graph looks like. It's all. What are the turning points here? -3 and 1. All right. Remember, for me, I like to use this as for my guide as turning point. -3 and 1. My graph is turning right there. So, there. That again. Huh? 1 and -30. Okay, I really don't need that. I really don't need that -32. I know it's going down. Okay, but awesome. Are we okay, guys? And we have the other graph. What was the other graph? F prime prime. It's -1 and 6, I think. Okay, let's use a yellow for that. 6 and -1. And we know it is a straight line graph. Have to be perfect. Write my 6 here. It's my graph. It's me. Okay, now let's solve this. F of x multiplied by f prime prime of x must be greater than or equal to what? 0. All right, what does this mean? Quickly, let's rush. Interpret. F of x multiplied by, okay guys, I need you here. Greater than 0 means we need to get positive. Is that okay? For me to get positive, what do I need? Both of them being what? Positive, or both of them being what? Negative. So let's go to our graph. What is this? What is this? We're dealing with y values, right? Negative, negative, negative. Don't forget these zeros are very important. It's still negative here, right? Negative, 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 0, positive, positive, positive. 1, what's the y value here? Negative, negative, 0, positive, positive. We are looking for where they are of the same what? Signs. We are looking for where they are of the same signs. Oof, not so visible. At home, you can see nicely. Both of them are negative on this side. The graph actually continues. Sense? We are looking for where, are we looking for where they have opposite signs? The same signs. Okay, so this part works for us. They are both what? Negative, negative. That's why the zero is important. The zero tells you, I might be changing here. But this zero is not going across, so it's still fine. Negative, negative, negative. I get to the next zero. See, that point is important. Why? If you check the green one, it changes from negative to positive. So, all of this would be part of my answer. All this section is part of my answer. That makes sense. All right. Let's continue. What signs are we touching here? Positive and negative. That continues, continues, continues until we get to that zero again. Now, after that zero, what do you notice? Both of them are positive. So what's our final answer? I'm tired of this question now. X is greater than 3, right? Or equal to. Why equal to? Because they also want what? 0. That's why that 0 is important. What's the next point? X is less than or equal to negative 1. X is an element of real numbers. 5 marks. 5 marks. I could use algebra, but it's a waste of time. I have a double inequality. Find the restriction there, but it's possible. Guys, are we okay? I don't want you to hate maths already, you know. Some of you would pray that Thursday will be 48 hours. All right, guys, are we okay so far? Guys, just learn all the simple principles. This is not the question you'll be doing. That's the whole idea. We learn the principles from whatever question we do. This is not the... Guys, we've covered everything, basically, so far. Just look, don't stop practicing. The more you practice, the better you become. You'd see something that, oh, okay, this approach. Something you know, but a different approach. All right, let's try this one. Sorry. I'm sorry. Someone sent me this question today, and I thought, okay. I didn't even do it. Who's that person? A learner of mine. Yeah, please read. 7 marks. Let's try. Okay, 10 minutes. I'll give you 10. Not 12. 10. Let's try. All right, guys, there's a lot of fighting on the side. Yeah, there's a lot of fighting. Are you guys seeing this question? Kuvadia. All right, let's see. Again, it's going to be once we are exposed to this, you'll be able to find how to deal with this. Is that okay? Rectangle ABCD is inscribed in an ellipse with ABCD. We have coordinates of D, X, and Y, right? On the circumference of the ellipse. The rectangle is drawn symmetrical with the axis. Symmetrical means on the same side. And you can see X and negative X. Okay. The equation of the ellipse. Now, I want to show you something quickly here. Look, I'll tell you the basic thing I want you to see here, guys, please, is this. What is the coordinate of D? It is X and Y. Change that Y and write it in terms of X, and you are done. Change that all. All right, so this is what? X. Now, what is this? Can we find Y? X squared over 4 plus Y squared equals to what? 1. What is Y squared? 1 minus X squared over 4. What is Y? The square root of 1 minus X squared over 4. Does that make sense? Yes? How am I changing? No, I'm not changing anything. I'm just looking for Y. Okay. Are you okay with Y there? Good. So what is the coordinate of D? X. What is Y? Root of 1 minus X squared over 4. What is the coordinate of A? Negative X. Root of 1 minus X squared over 4. Makes sense? Good. Now, they said maximum area of a rectangle. What's the area of a rectangle? Length times breadth. Is that fine? Good. No, what is this? Because from here to here is Y. Talk to me. From here to here is also what? Y. So what is this? 2. Are you with me? What about the length from here to here? It's always positive, the right minus the left. So what's our length? Our length is what? Root of, okay, can I just go to the next page to write this? All right. So basically, guys, do you see that the question is now almost done? It's just that little interpretation. We have a rectangle that looks like that now. What is this? 2y. Make sense? Now, what is this length here? We said right minus what? Left. So it's going to be 2x. Do we agree? Talk to me. That's how we got 2x. Look, it's straightforward here. We're saying from here to here, it's x. Do we agree, everybody? That from here to here, it's x. From here to here is also what? That's why I said right minus left. And if I'm talking about right and left, it's horizontal. If I'm talking about up and down, it is vertical. That's why we have 2y there. So it's 2x multiplied by what? 2y. What is the area, therefore, of this? It's 2x times what? 2y, which is what? 4xy. But do I know y? What is it? 1 x squared over 4. Are we together, guys? Already you are more than halfway done with the question. So this is A in terms of x. Now we are scared of that algebra there now, because we need to. I have A equals to the square root of blah, 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 blah. All right. A will be maximum. A will be maximum when, okay, I'm just going to write xy here. When xy is also what? maximum. Don't worry about the square root. A would be maximum when what? But underneath would also be A. Can we square both sides here? What are we going to have? A squared x. What is 4x times 4x? X squared. Now, do you know why I'm squaring? To get rid of that square root. What do I have? 1 minus x squared over 4. Everybody? Okay, so can we simplify that expression? Multiply the 16x squared in what do we have? 16x squared minus 16 divided by 4. 4x to the power of what? 4. Now, all we need to do, we can find the square root again, just to make sure things are now easy for you. Just use that to simplify that root for you. A of x will be maximum when 16x squared minus 4x. How do we then do? What do we then do? Make sure that is maximum. We derive. That makes sense. So a prime of x, therefore, will be what? X minus 16x cubed. And write that thing there. That one that looks like this, that we have to use distance. Right? So what do we have? X minus 16x. Factor out x. Or if we factor out 16x. X squared equals to what? 0. That's 16x equals to 0. Or 2 equals to what? Are we looking for the max? Determine the maximum area. And it makes sense though. Do you notice it makes sense? We have one positive value there. We have the same negative value there. How do we find the area? Substitute x back into, what's the area? This is the area. Here or there. We're done. The idea is to write y coordinate, y expression. When you see that, just know, okay, this is what they are trying to clear out. X and y. Like I said, the more you do, better you become. Why other learners are struggling, whether you know, okay, I know where. Get rid of y and write it in terms of what? X. Did you put it, enter? Okay, guys. So you see, I hope I find that question that has, someone sent it to me. I'll send where we have to use the distance formula. Again, it's about writing y in terms of what? X. So you have everything as what? X. And then you simplify. Guys, are we okay with that exposure? So the next time you see it, please make sure let's find things like this to do for tomorrow. Find it, do it. You would find that you're not going to start thinking. You already know what the examiner is asking. Hey, we already know the path we are going to follow. You just choo-choo. Huh? Are we okay? Can I move to the next question? Guys at home, is it all good? The person who sent the person who sent this question is in this class, and she's feeling all hype without answers. Okay, I want us to try. I'm not going to give you to do this. Let's work together. But listen, I will guide you. You will do the work. All right. Quickly, I need us to listen. A right circular cone with radius P. Please find P first. That's the first thing you do. Right? And height T is machined, cut out from a solid sphere with center C, with a radius of 30 centimeters as shown in the sketch. If I told you if it's a sphere, it's a cone, they'll give you formula. Cylinder. No. From the given information, express AC in terms of T. I didn't say anything. We are looking for AC. I'm not refusing. That's very straightforward, though. Very easy to see. AC. This is 30. What is this part? Thank you. Is on a roll. AC is what? T. That's one mark. 9.1.2 P squared in terms of T. Come, let's do that. Let's write. Don't do it in your head. They are too smart for us, but don't do it in your head. Tutor, you have a message from Dash. Said, who's that person? When I said to the there's two to Batung. Why are you being evil? Guys, that's theorem of Pythagoras. Come on, don't let's waste time. Right, I don't know if you see that right angle there. It's right there. Don't solve for P. They said P squared. This is T minus what? 30. Already I know P squared is 30 squared minus T minus 30 squared. You understand your theorem of Pythagoras. What is P squared? 900 minus T squared minus 60T plus what? 900. All right, what happens? The 900 minus 900 would cancel out, right? If you expand, what do you have? 60T. What you have? That's what we have. That's just, we're not even doing any stories there. That's just simplification. Because we see that here we have what? The theorem of Pythagoras. Number 3, or number 2, show that the volume of the cone. Okay, please try that. The volume of the cone is given to you as 1 over 3 pi r squared h. So you give it an attempt. I'll give you 2 minutes. Volume of the cone. Start by writing the formula. 1 over 3 pi r squared h. Volume of the cone. Let me know if you try to get it. Got it. Awesome. Let's try, guys. Let's about writing. Once you start writing down, you'll see. Sound got it. Okay, so you're going to buy my tables, right? When you're done, because now that you get it, you're banging the table. Once it breaks, no, there's no apology. Just buy the table. It's called break and pay, pick and pay. Regan, you got it. Lovely. Why are you not getting it? What's the volume? Let's get the volume. Volume is 1 over 3 pi r squared what? H. What is our r? Our r radius is p squared. Come on. Guys? You guys think examiners are difficult? They're not. They are. No. This examiner is actually very kind, guiding you step by step. So what is the volume? Tutor. Volume of the cone is 1 over 3 pi r squared h. 1 over 3 pi. What is the radius? It's p. What is the h? T. Question is, do we know p squared? What is p squared? 1 over 3 pi into bracket 60t minus t squared t. Can we expand? What is 60 divided by 3? 20. So what do we have? 20 pi t minus no. Okay, let me do this. Let me bring this t here. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. So pi t. Are you with me? So it's going to be pi t squared. That's what I did. Because whatever we get must multiply by that t at the end there. Now, what would this give us? 1 over 3 pi t cube. That's done there. That's what the examiner asked us to get. Guys, are you seeing that? Huh? No, don't skip. This is not the gym. You not it's not for skipping. Okay, check. Calculate the value of t for which the volume they've given you. The volume should be what? A maximum. What do we know? V prime of x should be equal to what? 0. Can we derive V prime of x? Oh, sorry, not x now. V prime of what? T. What are we going to have? We derive t. 2 times 20, 40 pi t, minus 3 times 1 over 3 would give us what? 1 pi t squared. And all of this, 40 pi t minus pi t squared should be equal to what? 0. Come on. Okay, let's pi t. All right. 40 minus what? T. Already you can see your answer. T is 40. Right? So either pi t equals to 0 and t equals to 0, or 40 minus t. But t cannot be equal to what? It's a measurement. What volume of the sphere was used to obtain the cone having maximum what? Volume. Or what percentage? There. All you need to do is to calculate the volume of the sphere. It's just normal percentage. You got 5 out of 20. What's it going to be? 5 over 20 multiplied by 100. That's all. So the volume of the cone divided by the volume of the sphere multiplied by 100. We are done with that thing that looks scary. Maths has the tendency to scare you just by its size. So we said percentage of the sphere, right? So it's simply going to be yes times 100. So it's volume of the cone over volume of the sphere multiplied by what? 100. That you're talking about increase. All right, guys. Can we let's get the volume of the cone. We have the volume of the formula for the volume of the cone. 1 over 3 pi. What's the radius? No. The radius is p. Are you with me? But hold on. No, wait. We have our t. We have our t. Can we substitute p squared? You see that p squared equals to 40t minus t squared. That formula there. Please get me the value of p when t is equal to what? 40. Everybody? P squared equals to 60t minus t squared. Tuto disagrees with you. Square root of 60 times, right, minus 40. That is our P. Do we agree? No. When Tuto says root 2. Now, what is the height of the cone? The height of the cone is T. 40. Over, what is the volume of the sphere? 4 over 3 pi. Now, what is the radius of the sphere? 30. Yes. They even told you from a solid sphere with center. Right. What do we have? And it's right. Everything multiplied by what? 100. The answer? 1,05. Let's quickly check. Let's check. But the idea is to see that the questions are not difficult. Just give it an try this. Because that 1,0. Huh? 63%. All right, guys, are we okay? Okay, everybody? Did that make sense? So please attempt the question. Can I move quickly? That's probability. You sent me this one. Guys, I'm sure we can go try this one now. Please, let's. All right, let's look at this one too, because today I did come with questions. I came with your questions. My own questions beat you, so Let's do. My own question was the one with the eclipse. Okay, yeah. And first, we didn't even know what eclipse is. Already, question is beating you. Let's look at this one. This one looks very interesting. This is huh? All right. Let's check, guys. Let's think. Let's think. Harrow shoots arrows. Harry shoots arrow shoot arrows. It was English never left. Harry shoots arrows at the target board. He has a 50% chance of hitting the bull's eye on each shot. Make sense? Calculate the probability that Harry will hit the bull's eye in his first shot. First shot, and is can we do this like a? We have options already. Okay, sweet. Heat. Together, guys. What is the percentage? What is the percentage? 50%. Basically, everything is 50. Right. Again, 50%. And all right, what is the question? That he will hit first and second. Okay, probability that it will be HH. Probability, guys, when they ask you to, please, guys, when they ask you to draw, please make sure you write out this outcome. It's 1 mark. Just that outcome alone. If you don't write that outcome out, you get it wrong. One is important, you know. That's all. What's your answer? Guys, did that make sense? We are done with the first one. We're good? Everybody okay? Awesome. Calculate the problem that Harry will hit the bull's eye at least twice in his first 3 shots. Send this diagram. At least, because when we do the tree diagram, it's quite easier to see stuff. Okay, but don't stress. Eh? What? Harry, ne? Harry is a big problem. He must just sleep. Now, Duana. Okay, what do we have? H, 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 H prime, H, H, H prime, H prime. Prime, H, H, H prime. Oh, Harry is working. All right. And then H prime. They said he must eat at least how many? Twice. So we are looking for where he hits twice and thrice. Where is that? One. Right? There. Is that fine? Where else? There. That's all I think. All right. So probability of at least will be. Can we say the first one? What would it be? Um, 5 I don't know if this makes sense. Okay, hold on. That making sense? Because it's zero. Then the next one. Basically, they're all 0,5s. All right, but plus 0, plus 0,5 to the power of plus 0,5 to the power of what? 3, 0, comma? Guys, is the interpretation making sense though? At least 2 times means. Can we move on? Those of us at home, please let me know if you need to take me back. Maybe are you fine as well? Okay. Glenda also has a 50% chance of hitting. All right. We were still complaining about Harry, and all of a sudden, his ex shows up, saying she can. If you can do it, Harry, I can do it better. They say whatever a man can do, a woman can do better. I just keep quiet. Wait. I just keep quiet. I just keep quiet. Whatever a man can do, a woman can do. Oh, it's fine. Let's just keep quiet and do it. Yeah. From a distance. The way she's looking at me from under the glasses, see? Sir, let's just finish class. All right. Glenda also has a 50% chance of hitting the bullseye on each shot. Harry and Glenda will take turns to shoot. Harry and Glenda will take turns to shoot an arrow. And the first person to hit the bullseye will be the winner. Let's get it. They have the same probabilities. But the first person to hit the bullseye will be the winner. Right? Calculate the probability that the person who shoots first will be able to win, to be the winner of the challenge. Okay, wait. Let's interpret. If Harry shoots, and are we saying he wins? Then he wins. Okay. If Harry shoots and he hasn't lost, Glenda will shoot. Glenda loses. Harry will have a chance to hit and win. Okay. Can we not bring gender in here, please? Let's do maths. Okay, let's go back. They said Harry and Glenda. Okay, guys. Harry and Glenda would take turns to shoot arrow. Okay, hold on. And the first person to hit the bull's eye will be the winner. Let's try to interpret on this page. So if Harry shoots, but there's a possibility that he won't hit. Okay, so a plus. Harry may not hit it. Glenda may hit it. H stands for hit, right? Okay. Plus Harry hits. Not hit it. That gives Glenda a chance to hit, right? Glenda does not hit it as well. Harry then hits it. So Harry wins. Okay. Oh, you don't know what's going on. Harry shoots. He does not hit it. That gives Glenda a chance. Glenda shoots. She doesn't hit it. Goes back to Harry. Harry shoots. Who wins? That's another chance. That's another opportunity, right? Plus, let's try something. Let's try the next one. Harry shoots and does not get it. Glenda shoots, doesn't get it. Gives Harry a chance to shoot. He doesn't get it. Glenda and Glenda gets it. Okay, let's see something. All of these possibilities are all of these are 50% each, right? So what is this? 0, 0.5 plus, let's say 0, 0.5 squared plus 0, 0.5 cube plus, are you seeing a pattern? It's a geometric pattern. And that can continue until infinity. So basically, S infinity is A over 1 minus because it continues. As long as one person misses, it's like a penalty now. If you miss, we get a chance to play. If you miss, we get a chance to play. So can you see that it gives us what? As case. Okay. So what is A? 0, 0.5, right? 1 minus, what's our ratio? 0, 0.5. It's a sum to infinity. Is my explanation making sense? If Harry hits it the first time and gets it, we are done. Penalty, we call it sudden death. Do you remember that sudden death thing? Person that scores wins. Lose. What happens? The other team has a chance. If they score, they win. Make sense? If we lose and they lose, we have the chance. On and on like that. It's 50-50. All right, guys, did it make sense? Did that explanation make sense to you? Let me know. Did that explanation make sense to you? I know it's quite complex, but yeah, maths is maths. Please talk to me. Are we okay with that? Did it make sense, guys? All right. Look, it's all about exposure. We would see as things happen and go along the way. From my side, I think the best of. Oh, but let's try this. I want this. Get me these 3 marks quickly. Inimage, Tando, it's maths. It's 3 marks. I'll give you 5 minutes. Come. Quickly, 5 minutes. Guys, all other sections we've covered, Here we're just now reinforcing stuff. you have an answer? Marked left, right, and center now. I think you're doing. Ah, Bana. It's a pattern. I see a pattern though. Guys, I don't want you to stress about you being very smart in the exam of doing so. Do what you think, even if it takes some extra time. Leonard doesn't know what to do here in terms of simple. Because the 3 marks tells me it's something very simple. I'm not sure. Look at what I would do in an exam. I would say they want how many times? They're 8 times, right? Top minus bottom plus 1. Look, let's start with the first one. I have to show you that you don't need to. I'm going to start from 3. So the first one will be what? 1 over what? 3 plus 1 over 4 plus 1 over 5 minus 2. 1 over what? 7 minus 2. Once you do this, you start seeing something very interesting. Time is what? 1 over 4. They're looking for how many? 8. 1 and 1 over 8. Is that fine with you? Minus, we are now started from 3. What is 3 minus 1? Seven minus 1 over 8. Don't let examiners please throw you around. Don't refuse to be just. Notice this half goes. 1 over 3 goes. Seven, 1 over 8. You have what? 1 minus 1 over 9. And what's your answer? What happened to the 1? Guys, did it make sense? Let's just work and simplify. Guys, are we good? I want to do one more. Is this making sense? Just simplify and enjoy the maths, I do. I think I have one more. Handwriting. Okay. So just interpret. Once you see that sigma, it means spam. We should be finishing now. Look at this one. I'm sure you've seen this before. Not divisible. Okay, try. I want an attempt. 4 minutes. Finishing now. I think we'll finish with this question. Guys, you have a whole day tomorrow. Make sure you work with the question. Let's work on the group. If there's anything, please. Guys, when someone throws a question on the group, it's an opportunity for you to practice. Let's make that response very fast. 911. Ta. You respond. After this, we are shutting down for the day. See you at 5 in the morning. You didn't do things like this at school. And you look as if you don't even know where to start from. Let me shut up as well. 4 minutes of thinking time. All right, let's see. Calculate the first 24 terms of an arithmetic sequence are that. Calculate the sum of all natural numbers from 35. Look here. This is it. This is also linked to counting principle. Is that okay? This is what I wanted to see. Let me break it down using simple numbers for you. Is that okay? Check this. If I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's work with 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. What are the numbers divisible by 5? Okay, let's look up. Numbers divisible by 5 are what? 5 and 10. That's 15. But if I ask you to add all of these numbers together, what is 1 plus 2? 3 plus 3, 6 plus 4, 10, 15, 21, 28, 36, 45, 55, right? Total of all of this is 55. Are you with me? All right. The sum that are divisible by 5 is what? 15. Divisible by 5. What is the sum of the numbers that are not divisible by 5? Are you aware that that's 30? Because the sum of the numbers that are divisible plus some that are not divisible should give you total. Okay, that's the big idea here. So, let's look at this. From 35 to 196, what is the sum of the total first? Know the formula, n over 2 into bracket what? Right? How many terms are here? What is 196 minus 35? Plus 1. Remember? Top minus bottom plus 1. So we're looking at S162. 162 over 2. What's the first term? 35 plus 196. Please give me an answer here. Sum of all natural what? Please, if you are lost, let me know. This is a common question. 18,700 and okay, talk to me. You don't know where we got the 162 from. Just number is top minus bottom plus 1. What is the top? 196. What is the bottom? 35 plus 1. That's how we get the number of terms. Okay. Number of terms. We good? Now, we want the number of terms that are not divisible. This is total. Can we get the number that are divisible? Okay. Let's look at what's the first number that is divisible. But this do you notice these numbers are in sevens? Okay, wait. Just to show you something. 42. What do you think the next number is? Let's continue the sequence. 9 plus 7. 50. What's the next number? 70. All right. So do you notice the numbers that are divisible by what? 5 are that. What is the last number that is in this term? 190? 195 part of this term? Check. What's the common difference there? It's 7. Are you with me? So we need that number that is in this place, but also divisible by what? 5. The question, what is the last step? All of these are multiples of what? Let's try. What is 196 divided by 7? Quickly give me an answer. 8. Good. So here we are saying there are 28 terms because one is what? 7 times 5, 7 times 6. Now, this one is not divisible by what? By 5. What is 7 times 27? Because we're looking for the number that follows. Am I losing you? Am I losing you? Where am I losing you? Okay, look. Let's find this term. All of this, are you aware that there are multiples of 7? Times 8, 56. 7 times 9, 63. 10, 70. If we continue like that, you see what I'm saying? Okay, what is the term before the last one? 8th term. What is the 27? What is 7 times 27? 1? Okay, do you know that that's not divisible by 5? What is 7 times 26? We're looking for the last one in the term that is 1, 82. Not divisible by 5. What's the next one? 6. 25 would be what? Now, all of these numbers are in the term. Does that mean? Those are divisible by 5. It is 35. It is 70. And that continues until what? 175. Because we are extracting from the main term. Where are you lost? Huh?
Why are we using 5 6?
Oh, I see a 5 here. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. We are looking at divisible by what? 7. My head was divisible by 5. Okay. Maybe I saw. Yeah, I saw 5. I saw 5 marks, and I'm thinking. All right, but you guys should talk, man. When I'm saying divisible by 5, you just kept quiet. No. Okay. Divisible by what? Divisible by 7. Okay, quickly. But it's still following the same process, though. What is the last term that is divisible by 7? Is 196 divisible by 7? Let's check. 28. All right, okay. Okay, so all of these terms are divisible by what? 7. So there are 28 of them. Can we find the sum of this? Give me 28 there. Guys, all of these are multiples of what? 7. How many terms are here? Give me 28. Why did you give me 28? All right. So there are 24 terms. And all of these are divisible by what? 7. What is the sum of all of this? Divisible 7 would simply be 4 over 2. What's our first term? 35 plus 196. What's your answer? Huh? 7, 7, 2. So S not divisible. I don't know why I saw 5. Will be what? 18711 minus 277. So please take note. Sum of divisible plus sum not divisible would give us what? Total. I saw 5 somewhere and I started working with 5. But if it was 5, we're still going to be able to work it out, right? Just extract the ones that are divisible by 5. Like saying some in count that are together and not together should give us the total. So when they say two people should not sit together, don't worry about them. Worry about them together. Right? And then you say total. No, I said worry about not together. Worry about together. So total minus together should give us not together. Right. Guys, I will stop there. Okay, please take these two questions and let's practice for tomorrow. These two questions, or I'll just send. Let me send the PDF. Let me send this PDF, and you practice these two questions coupled with the questions you'll be practicing tomorrow. Is that okay? Please, it's all about practice, practice, practice. This one, just change it into a number pattern. That's all. All right, guys, can you leave your argument? Okay, thank you, thank you. When you get out of here, you can beat yourself about the paper. Share. Okay, guys, please, you have this one also. I have two questions that we didn't do. No, how many did we do today? One, two. We did quite a lot of. You guys actually did a lot of questions today. This now you can do, please. Oh, just before we shut down, that of a cylinder. Remember, I told you they will not give you the formula for a cylinder. Just going to do that of a cylinder, and we are out. For a cylinder, please, you got to read very well. Volume, like I said, is area of the base by the height. The base is circular. So what's the volume? Pi r squared h. We are done there. That's volume. Now, total surface area. There are three possible options for you. Cylinder is made up of a circle, and a rectangle. Top is a circle, the bottom is a circle, the sheet inside height, and this is 2 pi r squared, So listen to the two with the if it has closed top and bottom. Closed top and bottom. Give me an example just to visualize. A can of drink. Is that a can of baked beans? Closed at the top, closed at the bottom. What is my TSA, total surface area? One for the top is pi r squared, bottom is pi r squared. It becomes what? 2 pi r squared plus what? 2 pi r h, because it's length times 2. We now open the baked beans and throw that top away. What do we have? We only have the bottom closed now. So it becomes what? One end closed. One end closed. What does it become? TSA becomes what? Pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Number 3, both ends open. Give me an example. You decide to open the other end and create a tunnel. Straw is another example. A roll of a tissue is another example. You see that brown pin inside the tissue? It's like a top, no bottom. What do you have? What's your TSA? Pi r h. There's no more pi. You got to read carefully. They tell you a glass cup. And whatnot, they'll give you the formulas for those. All right, guys. I'll send you this. Whatever question we did not do, I must have chosen it. Practice this. I want us to make sure we get this. Guys, don't look at that bead and say, what shape is that? Read first. Already you are looking at the shape like, whoo, it's not a circle. It's not. Already you are defeated. Read first. It's just it's beads. And the beads are made up of what? Check. Plastic spheres and plastic what? Cylinders. And they've given. Let's work it out. That's whatever question I did not do, or this circle there. This is r squared over 2. What is the circumference of a circle? Area. Half. So we divide that by what? Practice. Don't be tired. Practice as. All right, guys. Please, let's meet again tomorrow where we deal with and whatever finance question. I've got some lovely finance questions. Guys, thank you guys. Good night.